Hello, everyone, again. So I'm here with Sharik, and in today's session, we will learn about two-step picking process in EWM. So normally in a sales cycle, you would already know that there is a sales order, there's a delivery, picking, goods issue, and the sales cycle is completed. So normally you create a delivery, and there is a picking process. It's one-step picking, and then you do the goods issue. It's simple. Yeah. But in two-step picking process, you are doing this two-step in a multi environment where there is a complex warehouse and there is lots of goods movement within the warehouse. So in EWM, where you have a complex warehouse, it is practically not possible to deliver and to pick each delivery by delivery, because imagine you have hundreds of deliveries and you're doing picking and doing the goods issue. So there has to be a mechanism which improves your warehouse management processes to do the picking and delivery. What is two-step picking? So in two-step picking, the picking process is split into two different separate steps. Okay. You remove products from your warehouse for multiple outbound deliveries in the first step and assign the products that you have withdrawn, as you can see in the diagram, step one, to the relevant outbound deliveries in the second step. Okay. So you have loads of stock which you have to withdraw, put it in an interim storage section. All the all the stock that sits in the interim storage section, then at the point of delivery, you keep assigning them to multiple deliveries through multiple trucks. So it simplifies the process of picking. Okay. And stock removal and allocation are two separate warehouse processes in EWM. If you know about EWM a little bit, then you can see warehouse task one and task two are created. So you create separate warehouse tasks for each of these steps. So does that make sense, Sharik? Do you think is
Yeah,
in
yeah.
some? Okay.
For in the first step, we'll withdraw the item, and in the second warehouse task, we'll allocate the items to a different task.
Correct.
And be going towards your GI zone from a two-step picking zone. Okay. So
Yes.
I'll
And
show them. Yeah, yeah.
the
Go ahead.
reason I was trying to explain was that when people learn SAP is for students who start to learn SAP, they have the concept of sales order creation, delivery, goods issue, and invoicing. But when it comes to implementing in large warehouses, then it's not just the same simple process. You have to
Yeah,
understand the complexity of the warehouse. So that's why the two-step picking is very important for them to understand.
yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So I can show them in the system how we can achieve that.
Yeah, sure.
So before that, you need to set a template for your wave creation. And if you haven't, you can simply go to this template code, transaction code, through which you can create your template, right? This is for two-step picking, and you need to put it under a manual release method, then only it will apply to your two-step picking. Okay. So in order to activate your two-step picking, you need to first create a interim zone from your master data. So SCM extended warehouse management, you need to go to master data, create your storage type. So in standard, you will see I have copied my interim zone from 2010. Okay, 2010 is our standard two-step picking storage type, and you can see storage type role is blank here. Okay, so you can copy from that, and storage section is optional in this one, and you can activate your activity area. So I have activated put away and picking process for this storage type. So if I show you in the bin, I've also created a specific dedicated bin for storage type interim zone. This transaction code, I can go to LA02 in order to show you guys. 2SP I have created two-step picking process. This is my bin name, and this is the storage type which is assigned. Okay, and in the activity area, I have put pick and put away. Okay, so you can activate your activity area through this configuration node. Okay.
So activity area for the students, it is like you have an activity area where you can define the list of different tasks that you can perform. So as Sharik was showing, one of the tasks was pick and then put away. So picking from bin and then put away to the truck. Is that what it is?
Yeah, yeah. So it
Okay.
is a role that is assigned to your bin. So whether you will be able to perform this particular task based on the activities you are listed in your particular bin. Okay.
Okay,
So we
okay.
we can able to perform put away and your picking process. Okay, through
Yes,
this.
yes.
Then you have to define your WPT, and for that you have to go to cross process setting, warehouse task, and define warehouse process type. So in standard, SAP has given us 2020 for two-step picking withdrawal. Okay, so I have already created that in mine. 2020 for two-step picking. Generally, for simpler warehouse project, for one-step picking, we use 2010 for stock removal. But here we have to use 2020. As you can see, this is for picking. And one more thing, you need to mention your destination bin as 2SP, what you have created as a bin in the system for this interim zone. Okay, so you have to put your destination bin into this particular warehouse process type that you are creating, right? Then you
Yeah.
have to activate your two-step picking. In order to activate your two-step picking, you need to go to your good issue process. Then after that, I'll show you how to build the strategy based on two-step picking. But before that, you need to activate your two-step picking process. Okay, good issue process, you have to click on that. There is wave management, general setting, and there is your setup two-step picking. Okay, so you can execute this and activate your two-step picking process based on the warehouse you are using. Okay, EWM1 I'm using, so you can see two-step picking has been activated. And if you want, you can also put it under a product specific two-step picking. So if you have activated on the product dependent, then you also need to activate from your product master data. Okay, two-step picking process in your product master. Go to mat 1, this is my product. Go to change mode, warehouse data, and here you'll see two-step picking activated. Two means this is activated for two-step picking. Okay, go back, and WPT, whatever you have created for two-step picking, you have to mention here. Okay, so based on this configuration, your system will try to identify from which uh, zone your resource need to pick your item for two-step. Okay,
Sharik, one question. So if you have
yeah,
enabled two-step picking for EWM1, that
yeah.
means it will always ask for two-step, is it?
No, no, no. If you have like set this for a product dependent, right? If you have not
Okay.
mentioned it for in a product, then system will follow that 2010 process, a simpler put away process.
Yeah. So the third column, two-step product dependency, means that if it is activate for that material,
Yeah,
then
then
only
only
it
it
will
will follow the
enable
two-step.
two-step.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Fine.
There are strategies also that you can define in order to start your two-step picking process. So you have to activate your strategies in the good issue process for the outbound. Here you have specify storage type search sequence. Okay, you have to go inside and search for the strategies that you have set for put a picking process. So this is the one that I have activated for simpler picking process from my this zone. This is my source storage type to my destination, which is GI zone. Now we have to set a strategy in a way that resource should go there in the storage type 0010, pick the item and put it in the interim zone. Okay, and the second step, the resource will go pick the item, allocate and put it under a GI zone. Okay, so for that you also need to build one more strategy or search sequence, sorry, where I have built PIC2 pick 2 for 2SP. Okay. Inside that, you have to mention from where it needs to pick. Okay. Storage type. And here also I have mentioned the similar storage type, right? Yeah. But here you can see storage type I have mentioned as an interim zone. Okay. 2010 is my interim zone. So resource will pick the item from this storage type. Okay. And how it will determine that based on the determination of the search sequence. Okay. So you can see this is little complicated. So if you pay attention, you have to go to warehouse search sequence determination. Here, this search sequence will follow your simpler process, one step picking. Okay. It will go search in the product master, your product control indicator. If this tick is not maintained, then it will follow this WPT that it needs to pick the item from this zone and put it under GI zone. But if system finds out that it is having one indicator set for two-step picking, okay, then what will happen? Once it finds the indicator, it will go to your product master and search for this two-step picking process. Okay. And once it find out the tick which you have mentioned in the two-step picking, it will go to your second line of search sequence. Okay. It will take and go to the config node where you have mentioned 2020 as your WPT for two-step picking. Okay. And from that, it will find out the destination. Pick the item from your 20010 and put the item under 2SP based on the strategy setup in the search
Hmm.
sequence. Okay. And
Okay.
system will then again go into this line where it needs to find out the product from 2010, put it under GI zone. Okay, this is a little bit complex structure which we build under
Which
our
one is the
search
first
sequence.
step in this?
This one.
This one is the first step. So
Yeah.
this and what does PIC2 mean in the
This
on
is
the
the
right?
search sequence where we have mentioned 2SP as a storage type where it needs to pick the
Okay.
item from. Okay.
Okay. And then after that, second step?
Yeah. In system will find once system will find out that this tick is maintained, then it will go to the second line first. Okay. In
Yes.
this WPT. Here it will find
Okay.
that the destination is 2SP, right? Put the
Yeah.
item in the interim zone and then come back to this one. And when it come
Hmm.
back to this one, it find out that you have to pick the item from the 2010 to the
Hmm.
destination.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, that's fine. Let's see how it works in the system. Yeah.
Okay. And for the optimization, you can also guide system that it needs to prefer 2SP first and then the other parameter that you have set in the system.
Hmm.
Right. Now we have to run one scenario in order to see how it works. We'll zero sorry, first we need to create a sales order for the outbound. Create two. Creating two different deliveries, assigning to one. This is my first, ending with 45 and 46. Then you can directly do this process through monitor. You can directly go to monitor, go to outbound delivery orders. So for deliveries you have created, so it's first one is ending with 45, second one is 46. You can execute. You can see two deliveries. You can simply assign these delivery in one wave. Click here and assign to wave. Create a new wave and it has been assigned. How you can see the wave? Click on wave. This is wave number 13. Inside that you can see we have two deliveries. Okay.
Yeah.
then you can release withdrawal. So we will be withdrawing the item from this area to this area. Okay.
Hmm. Yes, makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. Release withdrawal. So warehouse order has been created as ending with 759. Click on warehouse order. This is your warehouse order number. Go inside that. Okay. Just open your form view and you can see it is picking the item from source bin 0010 and putting under 2SP, which is 2010, according to this graph, right? Based on this WPT setup, your resource will go and pick the item, put it under interim zone, and confirm this task. Go back. Now you will see your warehouse order is in complete status. But for the second step, you have to release the wave. Okay. Once you release the wave, automatically you will see other
No, so
warehouse order
what
has
does
been.
this warehouse task mean? The one that we've just seen.
This means that resource will go in this particular
Hmm.
area, pick the item.
Hmm.
All the deliveries picked from this area will be kept under this interim zone. Okay.
Yeah. So
Now
warehouse
you,
task means that it is being moved into storage, interim storage section.
yeah, yeah, area,
Yeah.
yeah,
Now after that, step two will be a goods issue
allocation, yeah,
allocation. Yeah.
yeah, allocation of deliveries into GI zone or wherever you want to put. Okay.
Hmm.
You can open these warehouse orders and you can see one by one inside this. Now it is picking from 2010 to GI zone. Okay. 2010 to GI zone, which is 9010. We'll be confirming this task. Just confirm, go to second one and confirm plus save. Go back, you will see all the warehouse order in complete status now. Okay. Your resource has complete the task of two-step picking process.
That's good. So
Yeah.
the picking is complete now. So both
Yeah.
two steps.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Cool. Cool. And what is the status of the delivery? Individual deliveries?
For good issue, it will
Yeah.
remain open.
Okay.
It is
So
not
if you
completed.
just quickly
Yeah.
show one of the delivery, we can just quickly see the status
Okay.
for one of the deliveries and then see
You can
what's
see
the
good
status.
issue is not started yet. So we can do if we want. Yeah, it is now under complete
Yeah. So we
status.
can see picking is completed, but the goods issue has not started. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
fine. Okay. I think this was good session. So I hope it was clear to the audience who were watching this video to understand two-step picking process. Thanks, Sharik. Please, for all the audience, please do subscribe to this channel so that we can get more and more of such videos. It just encourages us to do more interesting videos for you guys. Okay. Thank you. Bye.